evening, everyone, and welcome to Conversations with Tess. And as you know, it's Fridays, so it's nothing more than Freeform Fridays, where we just let it fly, get you a beverage, get you some snacks, and we're going to get into some great hot topics tonight. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Y'all know we got to touch on the new Superman because everybody's losing their collective minds on that. But let me start by saying this. If you are that bitch ass of an individual that you get on Beyonce and Michelle Obama's good internet and claim that you are in fear of your life because somebody is putting your life in danger and you turn around and condone somebody doxing yet another black woman, go fuck yourself. So, for those of you that were behind me getting doxxed because one of you had my address and you want to put pictures up of where I live to put myself, my tiny humans, and my children and my significant other at harm, fuck around and find out. Fuck around and find out, okay? I know I'm real nice and cuddly on the internet. You know, I love y'all. You my little lovelies. But fuck around and find out. You will walk in a complete human being, but they're going to carry you out as a slice of Swiss cheese.
Guarantee it.
I'm not playing with y'all. Y'all have been doing this for over a month now. Watching everything that I do, wondering what I'm going to say and why. Why? If you're in the right, why do you need to keep tabs on me to make a preemptive strike on anything that I may or may not say? And you're making everything about you as if you live rent free in my head. You do not, but I live rent free in your head. And for those of you that had no idea that this individual was going to do that, I'm going to tell you this is the time for you to distance yourself. And you may want to shine a light on that darkness because everything comes to light. So now you might want to tell the truth about some statements that you made. And since you empowered this person so much that they felt so comfortable to allow me to be doxxed, your mama's a hoe. You should have been swallowed. Everybody should not be kept as cum pets. Because that's what we're not going to do. Not today, tomorrow, or the next day. There will be no GoFundMe. I am not moving. I have fought too long and too hard to get my sense of security back in my own home. You all will not take that from me, not today, tomorrow, or the next day. But I strongly suggest if you were not involved, you better start speaking up now. My phone lines are open. Every social media platform is open. And let me say this, and let me say this with my whole chest. Apologies better be far louder than your fucking disrespect. Far louder than your fucking disrespect. Because you took something personal and traumatic to me and you told the world, claiming that I lied for clout, but you told the world. Now this, while I'm still processing my uncle's death and preparing for his memorial service, which will take place on his younger brother, my father's birthday. And this is what the fuck y'all want to do? I'm sorry that I have a career. I'm sorry that I have friends and family. Maybe get the fuck out of the dark. Get a hobby, get a friend, get some dick. I don't give a fuck what you need to get. But get the fuck off of mine. Take my clit and my titties out your goddamn mouth because I never gave you consent for either of them to be there. Now, after this is all the energy I'm giving you publicly. Everything else, should apologies and explanations not occur to me within the next 24 hours, I will be handling them through the legal system. Because right now, there's someone who can legally obtain that IP address for me, and that is what they are doing. So you done fucked around and you done found the fuck out. Now that I'm done with that, you ready to get into tonight's topics?
Absolutely.
Let's start with, you know what? Let's start with Superman. That'd be fun. Let's watch this and then we'll talk about it.
Indoctrination to your kids? Recently, DC Comics revealed that Superman will be bisexual.
They just ruined Superman. You can't take a character that's already existed and rewrite his entire life as if the man he was is no longer and he's completely changed and relived and had a whole different life than the one that we already know about. That's not Superman. You can call him whatever you want to call him, but not Clark Kent, not Superman. That's not who it is.
So the do your own research crowd apparently doesn't look up anything. But she is partially right. You can't call this character Clark Kent. You can call him John Kent, the son of Clark Kent and Lois Lane. See, it's not a rewrite of Clark Kent. It's a whole new character. And I'm glad DC Comics is doing this. Not just for the representation of the bisexual community, because we're about to see a lot more bigots and homophobes exposing themselves by reacting before finding out the facts.
Now, see, I always love how people who think that they have comic knowledge because they watched a few cartoons or they watched movies when, the movies started getting popular for everyone.
Right.
They've never read a comic. Well, you know me, Monty. I've been reading comics and into comics for a long time. It's part of the reason why I moved to where I moved. There's a comic book store not far from me. I've never hit that. You've seen my comic collection. Hell, you've seen my action figures.
Right.
And then hold on. Like, we play no games around here.
Right.
But it's like, you're not into comics and you have no idea that we have multiverses and alternate universes and everything. Like, we have alternate timelines. We have multiple characters. Like, they were all up in arms just a month ago when they found out that there is a black Superman, Kal-El. Like, what? Like, if you're not interested in it, that's fine. Like, right. I'm not a huge NASCAR fan. So guess what I don't do? I don't speak on NASCAR.
You're not? I love NASCAR.
I don't know the workings of it. I don't know the rules of it. So I don't speak on it. If they decided to change a NASCAR rule tomorrow, you won't hear anything from me because I won't understand why they changed the rule. But if you are so upset that your brother and your cousin is finally going to be represented in a comic, that's a you problem. They're also upset because this version of Superman also talks about climate change. And it's like, just say you don't understand comics without saying you don't understand comics, because comics have always been political. They've always talked about what's going on during the times. The Clark Kent Superman battled the KKK. He also sold bonds during the Great War, World War I. But your take on it, Monty?
I'm glad to see. I'm honestly glad to see bisexuals represented. I mean, normally when they do something like this, they either do, gay, lesbian, like they don't do the bisexual part. So I was like, it's just weird. I don't know. It's weird they started with.
Yeah.
Hold on. I don't know what happened there, but yeah, like it's weird they started with Superman.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. People like the two that objected to John Kent being bisexual are the same type of people that will watch both Marvel and DC movies. They don't really have a preference.
Right.
But won't pay attention to the fact that Loki from Marvel is gender fluid. Sometimes a man, sometimes a woman, sometimes non-binary, gets with everybody. Deadpool can change his genitalia to be with anyone. And in the first Deadpool movie, he legit got pegged on National Women's Day. Well, International Women's Day by his fiance.
Right.
Like, they will miss all of that. Every bit of it. And let's also address the hypocrisy, because if it would have been Supergirl that would have been bisexual, nobody would have said anything.
Yeah, that's 100% true. I mean, it's
badge of honor for a woman to be bisexual. It's like her stock rises.
right.
She's bisexual.
It's another touchy subject for me. So let's just move past that too. But no, I got exactly what you're saying. I grew up DC, like complete Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, all that.
I feel so
I
bad.
just started watching Marvel 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Like I like Spider-Man. Like that was the only thing. And then I was sitting there, I watched Black Panther. I was like, all right, this is smooth, you know. And then the pandemic hit. And I was like, you know, I got time. I can't go nowhere. So I watched all the movies. It was and I was like, okay, I'm a fan of Marvel. Like they make a lot better movies.
Yeah, DC does
DC.
make better television shows and
Yeah.
Marvel makes better movies. And now that you say that, I need to get with your friend, aka my son, and get all of my Marvel movies back because I have all of them in order. And I just realized this Negro has my DVD. He done
Yeah.
changed me for the past couple. I told you, I get so busy, I forget stuff.
Right.
Ooh, ooh,
Like yeah. I'm a Marvel fan now. Like I never thought I ever would be. But there's so many because I always said, you know, Iron Man was just a knockoff version of Batman. Uh, actually, I just said that to Marvel fans just to piss them off. Like it was, I'm a troll. Like I'm a legit troll.
Don't you?
Huh?
You like the X-Men franchise, don't you?
No, not really. I did not get into X-Men at all.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say they're Marvel also. But you have to realize the history between Marvel and DC, you have a lot of people that they keep going back and forth. They get mad at Marvel, they quit, they go to DC. They get mad at DC, they quit, they go to Marvel. So that's why there's so many similarities with so many characters.
Right.
Or somebody would be like, oh, I want to pitch this idea. And they're like, no. So they'll take it to DC or to Marvel. And then DC and Marvel be like, oh, that was a good idea. Bring it back over here to us. So then they have to tweak it. And then you get it because Iron Man and Batman,
Right.
two philandering white men. One just covers his whole face, but lets everybody know that he's Iron Man. Like, don't arrest me, I'm still white. And then Batman, who covers everything but the bottom half of his face, so you know, cops, I'm white. Don't shoot me.
White.
I know
Don't
I'm dressed in all black. And both of
Yo.
their superpowers is white privilege. But I love them. I love them both. I watch them both. And Michael Keaton just recently admitted and I didn't realize he was 70 years old.
Right.
He can still fit his Batman costume from the 90s. And I'm like, first of all, they let you take that home? Like,
I think it came out he took one. Like he wasn't supposed to, but he took one anyway. Or they put it in his contract, or he put it in his contract or something. One of those two. And
I'm like, you just periodically putting it. And then I had to catch myself because my mother, God rest her soul, every year on her anniversary, she would put back on her wedding dress. So I'm like, I kind of get it, like to put you back in that moment. So I could get like, he did do a great job as Batman. So I could get it. Like, I'm putting that on. Now, I don't know if I could do that at 70 because, first of all, that lockdown that we had, and I couldn't do my walks and do like, I could still do my Pilates in the house and everything, but, you know, getting that walk, and I couldn't get to the gym that we have here on site. I did get a little thickums. And I had to even that thickness out because my thickness was just in certain areas. It wasn't gonna be no. I had jeans from like 6 months before lockdown that I wasn't putting on, and he put on this. Now I'm gonna lose my mind if Halle Berry makes a post saying that she still got one of them Harlem Nights dresses.
Right.
No, not Halle Berry. Robin Givens. If she still got one of those Harlem Nights dresses and she could still fit that, I'ma lose my shit. I'ma lose it. Do you remember how tight them dresses was? We felt like we
Right.
could see her heart beating through it.
Right.
If she can still wear, I'm done. I've failed at life. That's how it is. That's what happened.
Yo, I just found out the other day there's a black Batman.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I definitely need to read those comics because I did not know that.
Oh,
But the thing with Black Batman, he covers his whole face, and I was sitting there, so
he don't even know he black.
I was about to say he's gonna lie and say, "No, I'm white under here."
And for anybody who is a fan of comics, this Tuesday we have a very, very, very special guest, and I met this person because we share the same nickname, Taz. He just happens to be a man. And literally, he said that's why he sent me a friend request, because we have the same nickname. And we started talking, and he has created his own comic book. He is a black man, so there's representation there. And in early 2022, there will be a limited edition of comic book themed bookmarks that he's going to put out as well. So we're going to talk about his comics, his journey to all of this, how he gets inspired, all that good stuff. So if you're into comics or just artistry in general, be sure to join us Tuesday at 9. It's guaranteed to be a good time, and I know you all will love this Taz, and he is a hoot. If you think I'm crazy with the jokes, he is hilarious. But he's incredibly, incredibly talented. And when I say there's representation, there is BIPOC just and he also will bring information for you to be able to pre-order and order the comics that he already has out. Should be a good old term.
I was about to say I need that link. Need that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we're gonna get deep into it, because I was just like, because when I was talking to him, I was just like, and he was like, "Have you read my comics?" And I was like, "Whoa, you have comics?"
Right.
You know, my eyes got wide. Like, I started leaning into the phone, like, "You got comics, what?" So, yeah. And maybe we can talk him into like being a regular and coming back and updating us, and maybe possibly doing a little sponsorship of the show. You know?
Right.
Because we love comics around here. We love comics around here.
I'm hearing noises again. I'm about to hit this door.
Well, the tiny humans are sleeping downstairs. You're more than welcome to the day bed upstairs.
Yeah.
Because Kyra's downstairs on the couch like she doesn't work 2 jobs. She's like this, snoring her life away.
Yeah.
I had to take an extra blanket downstairs because Kinsley just said fuck her brother and took a king size throw blanket and just pigged in the blanket herself into it. Like, I could not. I gave up trying to unroll her in her seat out of it. I just gave him his own blanket. Like, that's fucked up. Your sister would leave you behind in an emergency.
In a heartbeat.
Like, if some shit go down,
yeah,
you on your own if it's up to her.
She already took off running. Like, she ain't even finding out the situation.
Them both like, oops.
Right.
Anthony and Kira be like, where are your siblings? She'll be like, I don't know. Right. Or her new line is, well, it was dirty. Like, that's her excuse for everything. Like, Kyra, why didn't you put that in the garbage? It was dirty. Hence the fact it needs to go in the garbage.
Right.
She goes to daycare and tells the kids that they are dirty. Why won't you play with such and such? They're dirty.
Dirty.
And then they call me. I think she gets this from you. Like, what? Huh?
Yeah. I can 100% see that.
Wait, wait, Geeky, baby, my boo-boo. You know I love you, Geeky. You've never read a comic? Oh, baby, we gonna get you together. We gonna make it better.
Wow.
We gonna make it better. But let's lighten this a little bit because
Hold on. Before we do, my first comic that I actually like read all the way through it was Batman. What was it? It was the multiverse one where they went to. It was his mom was the Joker. His dad was Batman. I can't remember the name of it, but that was the very first one I read, and I was like, "Yo, I get why people like this. Like, this is like it's a whole different world that
yeah,
you thinking of." And I was like, "Damn, this shit is exciting."
I have an uncle. It's the hold on, wait a minute. I gotta think this through because my grandma did have 8 kids. Hold on. Okay, it's my uncle that's right under my dad.
Right.
He was super into comics. Like, I was pretty young because he was still living at home. I think he was in college at the time. And he had a bunch of comics. And I asked him one day, I was like, if I'm really, really careful, can I read one of these? And he was like, yeah, the rule was I had to sit in his room with the door open because I guess he was doing chores or I don't know what he was doing. He was out of his room doing whatever. And periodically he'd walk past the door and look in like, okay, she handled him right. Because he had a lot of like first, second, third editions. So I know now how valuable those are.
Right.
And I was very careful, not to crease them, and I guess that's why I'm the way that I am now, even with my books. I don't really crease them. Like, then I found out after I got married and him and my aunt moved into, well, I keep calling it their new house, but they've been there almost 20 years now. They
new
never
house.
had the car in the garage. And I was like, that's weird. But then I thought about it. I was like, nobody on this side of the family ever parks their car in the garage. His whole garage at this point is full of comic books.
Jeez.
Like, I'm trying to be like him when I grow up.
Right.
But I loved it so much. And even to this day, even when before it was so popular to have public conversations about comics and stuff like that, I had my uncle to talk about it. Right. And being a woman, there was a period of time where I would be the only girl in the comic book shop, or I would kind of be rushed out of the comic book shop or mansplained to in the comic book shop. So there would be times where I'm like, I wouldn't even go in. I would just like send my uncle in, like, hey, can you go in and get X, Y, and Z for me? Like,
that kind of brings up like another.
You're muted. Dude, you muted yourself. How did you do that?
I don't even know. I ain't even.
There you go.
But no, that kind of brings up when us growing up in that little era, it was weird or considered weird for Black people to read comic book and stuff, and uncool, and oh, you're doing that white people shit. Like, so like I kind of stayed away from it because like I like Batman, and everybody could like the movies, but it was actually reading the comics and stuff. You're like, yo, why are you doing it? So like, I never picked up comics until after I graduated, when I stopped caring about what people really thought about me.
See, there was a small group of us at my high school experience. I learned more and more each day. And ain't no shame in my game. I graduated high school in 1995. Ain't no shame in my game. But I'm realizing my high school experience was a lot different than a lot of other people, because it was kind of cool for us to be nerdy, but only nerdy up to a certain point.
Right.
Because like we could sit and talk about Plato, Aristotle, Shakespeare, and everything else at the table as teenagers.
Right.
Talk about politics and socioeconomics and systemic racism. Cool. We held protests and walkouts and marches We started a whole organization as a safe space called Black Tribe at my school. We started peer mediation as a way to keep kids from continuously being suspended, especially Black kids at a predominantly Black high school.
Right.
But there was a small group of us, and we knew we had to keep a tight lid on the fact that there were times at lunch we'd sneak away with each other to talk about comics. Like, out of everything I just mentioned to you, we still had to hide the fact that we liked comics. Like, that was going too far.
Right.
I'm like, we hold Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, and Angela Davis up in this bitch, but y'all worried about if I read a comic book?
Hey,
okay.
Everything is like a segue to me right now, because now that just makes me think of the whole Kyrie Irving situation. Because
you go ahead and talk about Kyrie. I'm gonna run downstairs to refill my cup. I'm gonna center you, and you say what you got to say. I can still hear you.
All right. So my biggest thing is, or with that, it's Kyrie was done a lot for the Black community. He's donated money to the WNBA, which is predominantly Black. Like, he's done a lot for Black people. And then now that he's or not even anti-vax, he just doesn't want the vax for him. Now he's anti-Black, and he's a right-winger, and he's all this. So it's like pushing him to be into a political situation, and this is not a political situation with him. All he's doing is he's like, I don't want the vaccine in my body. He's not saying everybody shouldn't get it or nobody should get it. He's saying it's not right for him. But yeah, I don't like being centered. It makes me nervous.
Okay, calm down. I told you I went downstairs real quick and ran back up. I ain't that old. I do still move quick. Here's the thing. Kyrie is an idiot. I understand that he's young and super susceptible to conspiracy theories. But as young as he is, he should have a better grasp on how to use the internet than he does. The school system, generation after generation, just continues to fail us more. I realize that there are a lot of 20-somethings and 30-somethings that really don't know how to do proper research. Those of us that grew up with encyclopedias and the Dewey Decimal System, yeah, we're a lot better at research. And we tried to teach these younger generations, but, they turned 18 and felt like they just knew everything in the world. Kyrie also believes that the world is flat. He politicized himself because he started looking at political figures for his reasoning to become an anti-vaxxer. And what he is failing to realize is that, one, these are requirements for your job that you chose. This is the career path you chose. Every career has stipulations and rules you have to follow. Two, within the Black community, we have to stop allowing white supremacy to seep through with conspiracy theories that put us at greater risk for genocidal conditions. And that's what he's doing. Because you can be a carrier, or God forbid he comes down with COVID himself, or he is a carrier and takes it back to a beloved family member of his own. And I'm saying this because 3 times now, people that I know that were deniers and decided they wanted to be anti-vaxxers because they believed a bullshit meme that they saw on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook, or some disinformation that popped up on TikTok over medical professionals and scientists. I even had somebody come at me on Instagram and was like, "You're really going to believe the scientist? That's stupid." Medicine is a science-based career. So yes, that's what I'm going to believe. When you go to the doctor and your doctor tells you, sir, ma'am, non-binary individual, you have cancer, you believe them and go get chemo. He's choosing to put other people at risk because he's believing conspiracy theories. And I'm sorry, but it's time for all of us to put our big boy pants on and stop just because somebody says it on the internet and because you like them and because you think they're cute or you think they're funny, you just believing what they have to say. And for the longest, people kept asking me before I got banned from TikTok, like, why aren't you speaking out about the vaccine and COVID? I am not a medical professional. If I speak up, you're going to have questions. I know how my comment sections go. I am not equipped to answer those questions for you. I know a bunch of medical professionals that are already on the internet giving viable information and able to answer your questions and direct you to viable resources so that you can continue your research so that you can make an informed decision as to which vaccine will work better for you, because I have medical allergies. So there was only one vaccine that worked for me, that I could take, that I wasn't going to have an adverse reaction to it because of all the things on the planet that I am personally allergic to. So I wasn't going to do that. If I cannot answer your question, I'm not jumping into that. Huh?
You really are allergic to a lot of stuff. I didn't
Yeah, pretty much.
realize
I'm
that.
allergic to the planet. You know that. You've seen it.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
like, oh, I can't touch
like
that.
it's like right. It's like every time we've been around each other, it's been, oh, I'm allergic to that. Now I'm just starting to add all of it up. I'm like, damn, like Earth, you're allergic to Earth.
Yeah. And I have a family member who thinks that I make up allergies to avoid their cooking. But here's the thing. I'll be like, oh, I can't, because like the whole family was gathering at a certain place outdoors. I could not do it because the mold count was super high that day. I am allergic to mold. I was like, I can't because of the mold. Oh, you just don't want my cooking. Are you putting mold in your cooking? The fuck? I mean, I have medical allergies, seasonal allergies, environmental allergies, food allergies. Like I am the kid in the bubble. I should be wrapped in plastic wrap. I am that kid that had to be sent to the nurse's office like 4 or 5 times a day during school to get shots and pills and everything else.
I didn't pick up my allergies until I was like 25, for real. Like that's when I started having seasonal allergies. Absolutely hated it. I was like, what is this? Why does my head feel like it exploded?
Yeah, that's all I've known my entire life. There's not always two type of people because a lot of us are into both, Geeky. A lot of us are into both. But no, my allergies are so bad. There was one time, because you know, my granny was my granny and my mom, they were my besties, okay? Right. They were my ultimate. So, Angelo's Pizza, when they just had the one location out in Mount Healthy, my granny used to live in New Burlington, which a lot of people confuse for Mount Healthy. I can say this now, she's passed away. Y'all can't go to her house. The family owns it and we rent it out. And trust me, that owner, you don't want to fuck around and find out. We went to go, my mom and my granny were going to pick up pizza. Like the whole family was at my granny's house. And I was like, I want to ride with you all. I just wanted to do whatever they did. So we're standing in line because of course they're not going to leave me in the car. And we had ordered so many pizzas. Both of them needed to be in to carry pizzas. And I wanted to carry pizza too, because I wanted to do what my granny and my mom were doing. We are the second in line. People in front of us are being helped. Very quick service. During that time, my granny turns around because I think I asked if I could have some water. I was like, because my throat feels really itchy and really dry. My granny got this look on her face, and I'm like, I asked for water. Like, I didn't ask for nothing bad. Like, why are you looking at me like this? I didn't realize my body had swollen up in that time. And I had hives all over my face. And my mom snatches me up and takes me to the car. My granny is standing there like, what are you all cooking with? Because we have to take her to the hospital. Something that's aromatic
Right.
has done this. And they're like, oh, you're just trying to steal our recipe. And she's like, no, you don't need to give me like the exact recipe. What you know, what you're cooking with, what is aromatic. So we can take her to the ER and tell them
Right.
what affected her. It was the fresh garlic. Like I can have processed garlic.
Right.
It has to be processed and powdered. I cannot have fresh garlic. And somebody thought that I was joking. Then, you know, my best friend Tracy, when she graduated from college a few years ago, I go down to her house. I get there the first day, I am exhausted. And you know, your friend was freaking out because I was traveling by myself. So every 5 minutes, he had to call me. You all right, Ma? You all right? I thought somebody took you. They ain't nobody taking your mama, fool. They gonna give me back. I got too many demands and I'm bougie as hell.
Right.
You can't put me in the trunk. You can't wrinkle my clothes. You can't give me no cheap shit. They're bringing me back. Calm down. But the person that Tracy was in a relationship with forgot to throw away the garlic that they had, and it was on the counter. And you know how apartments are.
Right.
I'm in the living room, open plan. I woke up completely swollen. And I'm like, Tracy, it hurts to move. Like, what did I do? I said, I know I was tired when I got here. Did I eat something I wasn't supposed to? Like, I stopped at this place. What do they cook with? Like, I thought it was just like, you know, fries and a burger. Like, what?
Right.
And she goes into the kitchen to get coffee and she's talking to me. She goes, oh my fucking God, I'm so sorry. Mind you, the garlic is in the kitchen. I'm in the living room.
Right.
And I woke up looking like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man from Ghostbusters. Like, it hurt to like bend my arm because it swelled up so much. Now, you know I'm goofy. So I am now standing in her bathroom mirror going, Slimer, don't slime me. Because I now have jokes at my own expense. Okay. Right. I'm walking through her apartment like, because I got jokes. I'm fucked in the head. But okay.
Yeah.
But that's what it, just like my brothers to this day complain that they used to have to go out and pick dandelions out of the yard because I'm allergic to like badly allergic to dandelions, like to the point where it can give me nosebleeds. And some of my granny and papa's neighbors, they hated me because my papa literally went to all the neighbors and made them, this is right when True Green was becoming a company, and made them get their yards treated with True Green so that their dandelions wouldn't blow over into the yard and infect the yard so I could go outside. But here's the gag. I only sat on the deck. I wasn't that kid that was going out playing.
Right.
And they're like, this little bitch don't even play in the grass. Why are we paying this? But kudos to my papa that was able to negotiate what people could do with their own private property.
Right.
Because this was not a think about just like cell phone bills back in the day where we had to pay per text, pay per. This shit was expensive.
Right.
This wasn't, oh, you can come out once a month for $50. No, it's like $100-something a week.
Right.
And these people are like, well, fine, Tommy, we'll do it. And looking back, I'm like, he was the OG of the neighborhood. Like,
right.
What? Kiki, you're right. Taz, one cat now. Do you have any other? And I can't stand Jack in the Box. I'm gonna tell you right. Don't. Now, I do like me some McDonald's fries, but I have to have the McDonald's fries with the honey mustard dipping sauce. But I gotta dip my McDonald's fries in the honey mustard sauce.
I do the Big Mac sauce.
I mean, I do that too, but the honey mustard. The Tiny Humans were here one day, and Kyra is getting into this. She got to dip stuff,
right?
So I wasn't quite sure what kind of sauce she wanted, so we just got one of everything and just opened it just to figure out what she would like. And she took a French fry. And
gave you one of everything.
They like me.
Yeah, they must.
Down here, they like me. And there was one employee up there that was like watching my TikToks when I do the Munchkin Chronicles and thought it was so cute. So
Right.
that's also why I got it. But Kyra dipped a French fry in the honey mustard. It was like Gigi and stuffed it in my mouth, right? When I was like, what?
Right.
And I was like, oh, that's not bad. I'm not even gonna be mad at you. Um, that was good, but can we not try to kill Gigi with the French fries this time?
It is fire with the honey mustard.
Oh, sweet and sour. Oh, you used the sweet. I gotta try that. I didn't try the sweet and sour with the fries. But there is a restaurant near me called Drake's that has this Drake sauce. At this point, I put the Drake sauce on everything. I even dip my sushi in the Drake sauce because yes, they have sushi there. It's better than Yum Yum sauce. I'm just.
Hey, City Bird's got the hot honey. Their sauce is amazing.
I still haven't tried them because I saw it on DoorDash,
You
but
haven't tried City Bird yet?
I hadn't been there.
We got one right by the house. What are you doing?
I said I saw it on DoorDash, but you know what? That might be my Sunday adventure this weekend. That might be my Sunday adventure.
Like,
or before
you like
Charles
Cane's?
reclined,
If you like Cane's,
I have Cane's did not do it for me, and I have a good friend who
Right.
eats Cane's a lot. Like she makes a lot of videos on TikTok about Cane's. I tried Cane's.
It's got to be the sauce. She can only be talking about the sauce or the bread. Their bread is good.
Oh, see, on one of my Sunday adventures, and I really got to stop asking my followers for suggestions because I think they just be fucking me up on purpose. They're like, "Oh, get the sandwich, the tender sandwich from Cane's when you go." So I didn't get the bread that everybody's been telling me about.
Right.
It was
The bread.
But I do like Red Robin, the bacon aioli dipping sauce for their fries.
Yeah.
And people forget that they have dipping sauces for their fries. And I always tell people, like, if you go, this is what you got to get.
Longhorn has the best honey mustard out of anybody.
Oh my God.
Longhorn's honey mustard is like top flight. I tried to make it at home. It couldn't even come close.
And okay, El Rio Grande has the best salsa. And let's just say I now have some at home in the container.
That's right across the street too.
That's
going to be your problem. That's
I
problem. Man.
I made Frenchie do it. I mean, he stole everything else from the restaurants. He stole whole hot sauce bottles from Chipotle. He stole little Parmesan shaker at my house.
Right.
He stole that from a restaurant. So you know the aluminum foil they give you with the tortillas in it.
Yeah.
He had one tortilla left, but he had ate all his food. I don't know how this man orders fajitas and doesn't use all of his. I don't know how he does it. But anyway, I said, you got one tortilla left. He's like, I'm gonna take it home. To put what in it? A dream? Right. I said, take the aluminum foil off of it. I said, why he going to get our check? Put the aluminum foil on top of that. He brought us 2 to-go boxes, knowing that there wasn't a damn thing on your plate. Put this in this right here. And we can't. He's like, oh, so you're gonna make the white man do it. Yup. Yep. It's called reparations, motherfucker.
Yeah. I got the when you go to Hibachi, they give you the yum yum sauce. Well, I got like 3 of those containers because I was like, let me just go ahead. Because they wouldn't give me one to go. So I was like, nah, I'm taking all of these in.
No, he found it because we have a bottle of yum yum sauce. Where did he get it at?
Jungle Gyms.
No, because he didn't get it when we went to No, because it was one of those late night. Well, I shouldn't say later. Early morning when he got off work, he stopped at a store. So I'm thinking he got it from Meijer because that's like the only thing that's like 24 hours. But it tastes just the same.
Right. See, my brother, his restaurant down there, they have yum yum sauce for their onion rings.
Oh, that sounds good.
Right. I think they get theirs from GFS.
And I need to go back to the GF. I keep forgetting that we have a GFS because it's like it's ducked away, so I forget about it. I was more thoughtful when before everything shut down, and I was still able to cook up at the church every week.
Right.
Because I would have to go there to get supplies, but you know, it's only 2 of us in the house here. I don't think about it. But I will tell you, those Philly cheesesteak egg rolls that I made Sunday, fire. Oh, GFS is Gordon Food Services. Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's basically where all your school lunches come from.
It's okay. It's like a scaled down version of like Sam's Club or Costco. It's not as bulk as them, and you don't have to buy a membership to go in.
Right.
You can get a members rewards card, but it's free. And pre-COVID, you used to be able to walk in and make free coffee because that's what got me. You know, that's what got me. But it's ours is ducked away. Like when we went to El Rio Grande Sunday, because we had
to Drake's, it's right there.
Well, it's further down the street than Drake's. It's closer to it's right behind El Rio.
Half a mile away from Drake's.
Right, it's behind El Rio. So when we went there, that's when I was like, "Oh crap, that is here." But I did find the Trader Joe's that's closer to Brian's house, my brother.
Is that
because there's a
one over in Oakland?
There's a Buffalo over by Mount St. Joe.
Oh.
Because there's a Buffalo Wings and Rings, and they have this they have like these. First of all, these are the most succulent pretzels I've ever had. But they have like this spicy queso. I go for that. I'm not gonna lie. Well, see, my favorite ice cream, Geeky, comes from Trader Joe's. And
we got a Trader Joe's down the house.
First of all, I can't say that too loud because anytime I say ice cream, them little fuckers downstairs like to wake up and Gigi, and I'm not sharing my ice cream with them. I got them popsicles. So if anybody asks, if these kids have learned they've learned that Gigi's phone no longer takes a thumbprint and takes facial recognition, which I'm shocked that it does as much time as I change my glasses and my hair and it still recognizes me. Because I was a little concerned. Y'all know how I do my hair and my glasses. They will get into my phone and post their own shit. So if they post like, does Gigi have ice cream? Y'all say, no, she just got popsicles. Okay. Are we in agreement that that's what we're going to do? Because I only have a pint of my favorite ice cream. Okay. And I already called them. It's very popular around here with us ladies and non-binaries. So they're not going to have any more till next week. So I'm trying to stretch out this pint. Okay. I mean, I got them Reese cups. I got them white cheddar popcorn. They have their favorite Pop-Tarts. They got the materials to make s'mores tomorrow. We're going to go out at the fire pit and, roast some marshmallows and they can have s'mores. I mean, I got them hooked up with everything else. They can't have my ice cream. Okay. I've had to wait over 20 years to have something to myself because, my children, they sense when I'm having fun or if I'm having something to myself and they just show up and they're like, share with me, Mom. And I'm such a punk that I'm like, okay, fine, here you go. Monty, you know it. You've sat here and witnessed it.
Sorry, checking the score of the game over here. Got to make sure my Chicago Sky win.
Oh, Lord. Oh, but I got to show y'all this video because this is hilarious. We know how people get when it comes to legislating women's bodies. Y'all gonna get a laugh off of this. Let's roll it.
This is the greatest fucking thing that I've ever seen. And I'm pretty sure that Chris Rabb just became my new favorite person because he's now introducing a bill that requires inseminators to undergo vasectomies within 6 weeks of having their 3rd child or 40th birthday, whichever comes first. The bill will codify the definition of wrongful conception to include when a person has demonstrated negligence toward preventing conception during intercourse. The legislation will allow Pennsylvania to take civil action against inseminators for unwanted pregnancies who wrongfully conceive a child with them. And the best part, Pennsylvania is offering a $10,000 reward for reporting people who do not comply with the bill. Does any of this sound familiar to you guys? Kind of like the new Texas abortion ban? Yeah, because it's exactly like the new Texas abortion ban. Men are freaking the fuck out right now, and it is glorious. I'm sure that this bill was just created in response to the Texas abortion ban to see the outrage in straight men, and it's working. They can dish it, but they sure can't fucking take it. Men are infuriated at the mere thought of the government controlling their body. But I don't see the issue here. Because as Chris said, as long as legislators continue to restrict reproductive rights of cis women, trans men, and non-binary folks, there should be laws to address the responsibility of men who impregnate them. I agree. Men are also calling the terms inseminators and impregnators dehumanizing. You know, kind of like when they called us a host body. I find it funny that when we're speaking about abortion, these men want to come in the conversation and say, well, I helped create it, so I should get a choice in whether she gets an abortion or not. But when it comes to taking responsibility with your body, that's where you draw the line. You have no issue controlling our bodies, but this bill upsets you. Interesting. Remember when we said, how would y'all feel if the government was controlling your bodies? Now look at you, bitch. And this is something so tiny. We're talking a 2-centimeter incision, easy recovery, minute side effects, and you think this is worse than you forcing pregnancy and childbirth on us? Y'all are fucking delusional. You see, the consequences, the blame, and the repercussions always get put on us. On top of us having to go through all the hell of the periods, pregnancy, childbirth, childcare, birth control, and tubal ligation. So I hope that this will show you just a tiny piece of how we feel and what we have to go through as someone with a uterus. But I think it's time for men to start taking some responsibility. Don't y'all? Let's get this bitch passed.
I think I should move and vote. That shit was funny.
Yo,
I'm sorry, that shit is funny.
loved it. I love it.
Like, if you can say you can pass legislation on women's bodies, and you're saying that, oh, just keep your legs closed. Well, we can't get pregnant by ourselves. We cannot sit here and will a pregnancy on ourselves. So now that a man is like, hey, women can't get pregnant without us, if we hold other men accountable, and they're mad that they're being called inseminators, but they're not mad that they will literally call us host bodies, as if we're human incubators. And as someone who, first of all, I know someone who had their tubes tied and had a baby after having their tubes tied. I have a relative who, when they literally used to just tie the tubes, where now, they clip them and burn them, but they even tell you that's only guaranteed for 5 years. They cannot guarantee it past 5 years. Right. But I had a cousin literally sit and she could feel her tubes untying. And her husband at the time freaked out, like, let's take you to the emergency room right now. This is not normal. We just had this exorbitant copay and all of this stuff for you to have this procedure. And even when he put his hand on her stuff, the way it was described to me, they said it felt like when your shoe unties. I was like, that shit is scary. Right. I know somebody else that almost drowned because their lungs started filling up with blood after they went in to have a tubal ligation. And I'm like, a vasectomy can be reversible. A vasectomy is outpatient surgery, very quick. But I'm like, y'all mad because you're called inseminators? What do you think you do? Like, as a woman, I can get pregnant once for 9 months. Then I have to wait 6 to 8 weeks after that to even have sex. And if you want to have comfortable sex, you're going to wait 10 to 12 weeks. But a man can go out and in a couple days impregnate dozens of women. I'm like, so who's the problem here? Who, Johnny? Because it's not me. It can't be me. I can't get pregnant that many times. I could fuck a different guy every day this week. I'm still not gonna give birth to a litter. No. If I fuck 6 guys back to back, I'm not about to have 6 babies. But if you fuck 6 bitches back to back, you can have 6 babies. Who's the problem here?
You're just not going to know who the dad is.
And it's like, y'all, it is like there are certain men that are like, well, abortion shouldn't be legal till you need your mistress or 5 of those 6 women that you got pregnant to have an abortion.
Like I said, I love it. Like, let them. Like, then they're going to try their hardest to make sure it doesn't pass. Because you can't control men.
Wait a minute. I've never had somebody describe me so perfectly until now. I gotta feel attacked, but you're right. That is the most perfect. That is the most perfect way to describe. Monty, you know me in real life. Isn't this the most perfect description of me?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. I can't. Okay. You just came from my whole life factually. Like, it's factual. But damn, you could just send me a message.
Right. Yeah.
Wait, Oatly ice cream. Oh, that does sound delicious. But no. Woo, yeah. I'm sorry. But the whole legislating men's and my thing is, since they want to say an embryo with no heart, let alone a heartbeat, is a person. Oh, I also say we should pass legislation that says that masturbation is illegal because they're throwing away children. Jesus, Mary, how are you awake? Come here. Come here. How are you awake? Come on. This is why I think you all were sent to the planet just to give me heart attacks. Come on. 3 guesses as to who's awake right now.
Kenzie.
Nope.
Really? It's not. I was about to say I knew it wasn't AJ. AJ.
No, he ain't waking up for nothing. You heard me say ice cream, didn't you? Why you always mean mugging people? You
Right.
at least say hi.
You know I'll fight you. I fought your brother. I fought your sister. I fight you too.
Sure, I don't care. Cat kisses. Thank you.
But
You heard ice cream, didn't you?
that's exactly it.
Like, I just looked up and saw her coming up the steps. Like, what the heck? Well, that's better than the night that Kinsley woke up and scared the dog out of me. She was silent as a ninja. You know how you feel somebody looking at you? And I turned. Well, actually, I didn't turn. I saw it at the corner of my eye, and I jumped, and I was downstairs on the couch, and I jumped. The episode is still up. Like, I jumped to the back, and I was like, "What do you want?" I'm sleepy. I'm like, "Well, go lay back down." What? This is why your parents lock their door when you fall asleep. And I mean, she was just standing there, like, she's everybody's favorite munchkin. She's a little murderous, but she's everybody's favorite munchkin. Don't look at me like that. I'm not going to sleep until you fall back into a deep sleep. Because I know the only reason why you came up here is because you heard ice cream. I know that. And I'm not giving you ice cream at this time of night because I know how that goes.
My uncle, he had a like one of those kids who was in like a broken home. So like he kind of fostered them on the weekend. Him and
he did respite.
Yeah. And so like one night he woke up. It was about, he says, like 3 a.m, and the kid was standing at the edge of the bed, just staring at him. And he just like looked at him, and he grabbed his phone and his knife just in case.
Yeah,
Hey, I was like, yeah, I would have done the same thing.
Kinsley, because Kinsley won't just stand. Kinsley will stand there and look at you like she's looking through your
Right.
soul and your whole existence. And you're just like, bruh, what's, no, not today, tomorrow, or the next day. This is not what we doing, sister girl. This is not what we doing.
I was like, you gotta fight that kid at some point. Like, he's just standing there looking through you. I'm like, nah.
Because I immediately called Anthony, like, I love you, and you know I love the tiny humans, but bruh. And he was like, oh, she does that every night. We just locked the door. What? This is information you tell me before you ask me to watch these kids. This, no.
Right.
And we got the whole weekend together this weekend.
Oh yeah.
This till Sunday morning.
That's a long weekend.
No, it's not, because all they do is eat and pass out at my house. They asked me to turn on some weird. I told you, I was sitting here watching, what is it called? Pup Academy. They were knocked out 2 minutes into the show. I am now invested into a show about talking dogs going to school. And then I was like, why am I the only one? Let me turn this off.
Right.
This is no.
I was watching my brother's kids one day, and I think he went to do something down in the basement. So I was watching the kids upstairs. I had no clue both the kids was gone. I am so into this show, Blippy.
Oh yeah,
Blippy.
that show will get you.
I was so invested into this show. I had no clue the kids was gone. They was down in the basement with him. And I'm sitting there like, get it. Like, do it. Like,
yeah, some of these shows will get you, and you are invested.
I'm over there. Like, I'm over there eating all their gummies and everything. I'm like, yo, why? I like look around. I said, oh shoot. So I started running around trying to find them. They downstairs just chilling. I was like, all right, I'm going back to watch my show now.
Yeah. Oh, Geeky, you did the same thing. Oh, you were scared to wake up your mom. Oh, see, little AJ, he ain't scared to wake me up. He will come up and tap me on the shoulder and be like, Gigi, we're awake. And then right after he says we're awake, he goes, what are you cooking? A Pop-Tart? That's what I'm gonna cook. I'm gonna cook a Pop-Tart. He's like, so you don't have bacon? Oh, I have bacon. But at this ungodly hour of the morning,
right,
you're getting what's called a breakfast appetizer, which is the Pop-Tart. And after I get a shower, 2 cups of coffee, and get my life together, I will make you bacon.
I remember I passed out at their house one day, and it was just the two of them. I think Kiara was still pregnant at the time. And I just woke up and just seen eyeballs just staring at me. There's AJ just right in my grill. I'm like, bro, back up. Like, why are you just staring at me? It's 4:00 in the morning. I was like, go back to sleep, bro.
Oh yeah, see, Kensley used to wake up when we all stayed in one house. And I said, just stop putting her in her bed. Stop putting her anyplace else. She wants to sleep with me. Because she would wake up, and it didn't matter where I fell asleep. I think she had a tracking device on me, because she would just stare at me until I woke up, and then put her wherever. I'm like, just crawl up here and get in the blanket. Shit. Right. I'm like,
They just gotta be next to their Gigi.
I don't see why. because Anthony calls me the ant bully. He was like, I realize that they're the only people on the planet that you're taller than. That is not true. Thank you very much. He's like, but you're just a bully. No, I have rules at my house. And sorry, not sorry. Your kids be trying me when y'all show up because they think I won't bust their ass because y'all here. But then on the same hand, when y'all tell them no, they realize I outrank you because they will come to me to snitch on you.
Right.
Make it make sense. Because there was once I was like, they can see us, right?
Right.
I looked at this one, like, they can see us, right? And then Kenzie likes to start the crying right away because she's learned that, as a girl, tears are supposed to make people break down for her. And I'm like, Gigi's a girl too. And I don't give a damn. You fake as shit. And I saw you push your sister. So that's not going to work.
AJ was the king of that. Whenever his parents said no, he just came right to me. Knew I was going to say yeah. I was like, I don't care. I'm about to leave in about 30 minutes. So if you get hyper, that's on them.
Oh, now they've gotten to the point where if they get told no or don't like something, even she will do it. She'll take one of her siblings' iPad. They will FaceTime me. Like, she FaceTimed me, and Anthony was like, did you FaceTime? I said, no, she FaceTimed me.
Right.
He was like, she what? I said, check the log. Check. He was like, yeah, it's outgoing from here. Yeah. She telling on y'all. And look at her face. Look at her. Like, you really telling? Yeah, I'm telling. You tried to get me caught up. You ain't supposed to get Gigi caught up. Snitches get stitches. Yeah. You be passing out stitches for people snitching on you. Why can't I? Mm-hmm. You ready to go back night-night? You just gonna look at me silently? That's what we doing? You want to lay down with the teddy bear? Okay. All right. Okay.
Right. Good
Hey,
conversation.
Helen Keller. That's what we're doing tonight. But watch this. Can I have kisses? Can I have kisses? Oh, you'll come. Oh, you can respond to the kisses. Go ahead.
That death stare.
Lay down. Oh, she'll give a death stare, but she know we're one and the same. She's like, I'm gangster, but I ain't gonna mess with her. Because she like, whoo, I'll come up missing that one way. Their zodiac charts are crazy as hell. That's what they are. Crazy
Right.
as hell, Gigi. Crazy. What are you doing? Oh, and you got... Okay, yes. You guys, don't forget, tomorrow at 8 p.m., we will be having the viewing party for Are You Afraid of the Dark? And trust me, if you want to have a good time on a Saturday night and get some good laughs in, come join us. Make sure you have some snacks, though, because... or have a whole meal.
Right.
Shoot, we've all
It'll
had
be a
dinner
minute.
together where we done cooked during this viewing party, got done cooking, and sat down and ate and watched another episode. But that's where the good jokes happen.
Oh yeah.
You don't get busted for community guidelines violations when we're just poking fun at each other. So,
Yeah.
But the link is in my bio here and on anywhere you see my link tree. It's the Are You Afraid of the Dark viewing party. But
yeah,
this
those are
little
some
booger,
good times.
she really is this now conversations with Kyra? But you ain't gonna say nothing? How very Tyra Banks of you. Are you at least gonna wave to the people? You know.
Right. At least speak to us.
See, they're used to you in Munchkin Chronicles when you always yelling at me and barking orders at me and taking my food. Like the video where I gave her a snack. I went for my snack and she gonna come up, Gigi, can I have a bite? See? She keep looking at me like, why are you telling my business? And if y'all can see how much she's clenching my arms right now, I'm a little scared. I'm a little worried, a little concerned. Yeah. If y'all don't see me tomorrow, track her down.
Right.
Pretty sure she did it. Pretty sure. Pretty sure she did it. And she then trapped my soul in a jar or something that she keeps in her backpack or her purse.
Remember all that stuff you were saying last night? Let's talk about it.
Yeah. Because it's amazing how I started talking about ice cream and then she woke up and came upstairs.
She was walking around the kitchen and everything. Like, I know I heard ice cream.
And then she realized she couldn't reach it. What? First of all, I'm still waiting for these eyes to shrink. I mean, they shrunk a little bit. They're not as big as they used to be. So they're a little less scary, but they're still scary. Why do your eyes open that wide? Oh, you got hints of gray in your eyes just like your Gigi. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, you can be fucking motherfuckers up. That's okay. You'll just need to become my apprentice.
Gotta.
You just gonna need to become my apprentice because yeah. I'm probably gonna get to it. Oh yeah, we gonna make sure she stays on my side. With that, thank you all for joining us. Thank you once again, Monty, for coming through. Like I said, tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Link is in the bio. We're going to have the viewing party. It's always a good time. And don't forget, Sunday at 9 p.m., we're going to go over the 2 episodes that we view on Saturday night. And most importantly, do not forget, Tuesday, we will be talking with a Black comic book creator. So please share, get the word out. And even if you weren't able to see this broadcast live, please share it, come back, comment, like, interact, because the one thing we're not going to do is let internet trolls win, because we all have a voice, and this channel is all about getting the voice out. So as always, each one reach one, each one teach one. And thank you again, Monty, for joining us. We'll see y'all tomorrow at the viewing party. You gonna say bye? Okay. She might hex y'all, so we just gonna let that go.
Right. Cara. There she is. Wake up.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. She might hex
Wake
your life.
Up.
No, she gonna hex your life. And you're not about to get me fucked up tonight. Stop. We got to go. Bye, y'all.
Right.